rarely do I get behind the artist series anymore. The artist series is a lot like my friend over at Mr. TechBot likes to say. It's basically the Hydro Dip series that they're kind of trying to fool us into believing is an art series. And I don't necessarily believe that Hydro Dip is an art series, and I don't normally do singular pop reviews anymore. But for this one, we're gonna make an exception. This one is going to be the 5/16 Darth Vader art series. They're calling him a HOTH. I'm not 100% sure what HOTH means. There's a lot of definitions that you can find, like HOTH could be the heart of the hide. That's a baseball reference. It's supposed to be the glove or something to that effect. Or it could be help on the home front. Look, once again, I don't know. They put it on there, not me. Or it could be House of the Holy. Or we could go into a Marvel and we could say that this is a god that Loki misled, right? A blind god that Loki misled. I don't really know what they mean by Hoth. Maybe holographic, but I don't know. They should have spelled it out for us a little better than they did. They kind of just left that one up to the imagination. He is 5/16. This is a really, really, really awesome box. I'm going to be honest with you. Funko, I think, hit a home run when they did this artist series. We're gonna stick to what they called it, even though I agree with Mr. TechBot. This is not an all-in artist series. This is an Hydro Dip series. They do come in these hard stacks, and they are a little pricey. It is right now selling at $25. I think that that's almost unreasonable, to be completely honest with you. That's starting. If it tips more than $25 at this point, I will not buy anything that's in a hard stack. I won't buy any deluxe pops. I won't simply buy any of those because I think that $25 is a bit much for what you are getting. Now, I know there's a lot of you that are not going to agree with me, but I would absolutely love to know what your stopping point is, and if you could throw a comment right down below and tell me, is it 30, is it 35, is it 40, is it 50? What is your stopping point on pops? At what point do you say, I will not pay a penny more? And mine is going to be the $25. If they top over that, I'm simply going to quit collecting these guys and start buying them off the secondary market, or maybe move into some Hot Toys. I don't exactly know. I've been kind of threatening to dabble in some Hot Toys for a really, really, really long time. I haven't gotten this thing out of the box because I'm super impressed with the box. I'm super impressed with just about everything about these pops so far. So if you are wanting to pick these up, these will start to hit Walmart shelves now. This black with this holographic, I guess is the best way that I can put it, this holographic outline is the most artist thing done. And I can't wait to see the rest of the boxes. This is the only one that my local honey hole of Chase Pops called Walmart had at this moment. I am super impressed with it. I love that it doesn't have any blemishes on the box whatsoever. I don't see any scratches in the window. This is, to me, the truest way to get a mint pop. Now, I know that we use mint on whatnot. We use it on eBay. We use it in a lot of forms. But this, to me, is the only way that you are going to get something that is truly mint. You can see that there's no separation in the top. There's no separation in the openings. There's no separation anywhere because it was put in here the second it was made. There's no dings in the corners. Look, this is the only way that I believe that you're going to truly get your hands on a mint pop. When it comes to Darth Vader, I think that Darth Vader is a bit played out. I'm one of those people that believe if you have one Darth Vader, you have all of the Darth Vaders because they all kind of resemble the same thing. Once you have him standing one way, there's not a lot that you can do to change him, with the exception of these pops. With these pops, they have suddenly changed the way Darth Vader looks, right? Darth Vader now is taking on a completely different look. With the Hydro Dip / artist series, whatever it is that you're wanting to call them, they have changed the game. This one is going to be something different. This one is going to be a Darth Vader that I can put beside my other Darth Vader, and you're going to clearly know that there is a difference, and that makes me happy because I love everything Darth Vader, including the helmet that I picked up probably about 6 months ago that was very well used but has a lot of character to it. Let's take a closer look. Let's not take a closer look. He is... Oh. All right. This is something that I've seen before in the Hydro Dip line, the art series line. So what happens is they glue the head to this piece right here. They put it all together, but what happens is then they dip it, it gets wet. The glue didn't have time to adhere to the part that it was trying to adhere to. The water got in there and caused it to separate. Not a big deal. I know that I ducked my head because I feel like if I paid $25 for something, I should not have these problems. I seen these problems in every one of the street art that GameStop did. These guys that sit behind me a whole lot because I just haven't found anything that I would like to replace them with. I had to re-glue the head on every single one of them. It's not that big of a deal. If you'll take a little bit of super glue, you'll dab it right here, and then you'll find the spot. There's actually a spot in there that you can see they made that you can just sit it in there. When you do this, it'll almost like adhere instantly, and it'll fix any and all of your problems. And I have my super glue right there, so I'm going to make sure that I get to that before. Let's do that before we show this guy off. All right, I said use super glue, but I use a little bit of Gorilla Glue that calls itself super glue gel, which is probably the same thing. But if you're just totally concerned about which one you're using, go get the Gorilla Glue. Get the what do they call it? The gel super glue. It works really good. It almost adheres instantly. Let's take a closer look at this guy. So other than the fact that his head come off, this is a very well done pop. And I'm wanting to say that they're calling him the holographic pop, but they should have spelled it out a little better on the front than just putting HOTH on there, because HOTH doesn't say a whole lot to me. There were so many examples I gave you that HOTH could mean, right? So that doesn't say a whole lot to me. He is done like really, really well though, but it's hard to mess them up when they're hydro dipping them, right? I think that it would be pretty difficult to mess this pop up, but you can see that the super glue is holding really well. I love the fact that he has his lightsaber in his hand. They tried to do a little bit of a different pose with Darth Vader than what we've seen in the past, so I'm super impressed with this one, and I'm gonna there's 3 other ones. I want to say that there's 4 of these guys all together. I'm going to try and get my hands on every one of them. Every one of them I'm going to try and get my hands on. Before we get out of here though, I recently picked up a jet ski that I haven't really shown. No, we're not going to do that one today. Before we get out of here, look, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and do all that really cool stuff that you're supposed to do. I don't know what it is that I'm supposed to tell you to do, but I just want to tell you that I truly appreciate you coming and hanging out with me this long. And in the next video, we're gonna sneak the jet ski in there somewhere. I appreciate you. Have a good one.